Hi, my name is Donna Roberts, and I'm going to talk to you about Erikson's psychosocial stages of development. Erik Erikson was born in Germany in 1902. He moved to Florence after high school to pursue an interest in art. He started teaching at a school for children started by Dorothy Burlingham and Anna Freud in 1927. This move made one of the largest impacts in Erikson's life and career. Later, he earned a certificate from the Maria Montessori School and went on to train in psychoanalytics at the Vienna Psychoanalytic Institute. By 1936, he had joined the Institute of Human Relations at Yale University in the psychiatry department. Freud had a huge influence on Erikson. Erikson believed in Freud's id, ego, and superego categorization of the human psyche. However, it is thought that Erikson's concept went beyond Freud and he even revolutionized the psychology of human development. Unlike Freud, who believed that development stopped at age 5, Erikson's theory is based on growth throughout an entire lifespan, from birth to death. His model has 8 distinct developmental stages consisting of various ages or age categories. While Freud believed that the driving force to development was the conflict between the id and the superego, Erikson based his theory on the ego as a determining part of the psyche. Each stage of Erikson's theory is defined by a conflict and the outcome of it. As stated by Saul MacLeod, according to the theory, successful completion of each stage results in a healthy personality and the acquisition of basic virtues. Basic virtues are characteristic strengths which the ego can use to resolve subsequent crises. Failure to successfully complete a stage can result in a reduced ability to complete further stages and therefore a more unhealthy personality and sense of self. These stages, however, can be resolved successfully at a later time. Erikson's 8 stages of human development are trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus identity confusion, intimacy versus isolation, generality versus stagnation, integrity versus despair. Erikson's first stage is trust versus mistrust, which is ages 0 to 1, and is developed through consistent love and support with the basic virtue hope. The life stage is infant, the relationship is mother, the issues are feeding and being comforted, teething and sleeping. The maladaptation is sensory distortion, and the malignancy is withdrawal. Erikson's second stage is autonomy versus shame and doubt, which takes place in 1 to 3 years. In this stage, independence is fostered through support and encouragement in the toddler life stage. The relationships are with the parents, and the issues are bodily functions, toilet training, muscular control, and walking. The basic virtue here is willpower, the maladaptation is impulsivity, and the malignancy is compulsion. Erikson's third stage is initiative versus guilt, which takes place in 3 to 5 years. In this stage, development is done by exploring and accepting challenges. This is in the life stage of preschool, and the relationship is with the family. The issues are exploration and discovery, adventure and play. The basic virtue in this stage is purpose and direction. The maladaptation is ruthlessness, and the malignancy is inhibition. Erikson's fourth stage is industry versus inferiority, which takes place from 6 years to puberty. In this stage, mastery comes from success and recognition, and takes place in the life stage of school child. The relationships here are with school, teachers, friends, and the neighborhood, and the issues are achievement and accomplishment. The basic virtue is competence. The maladaptation is narrow virtuosity, and the malignancy is inertia. Erikson's fifth stage is identity versus role confusion. This takes place in adolescence. In this stage, development is done by exploring different paths to create a healthy identity. This is done in the life stage adolescent, and the relationships here are peers, groups, and influences. Issues are resolving identity and direction, becoming a grown-up. The basic virtue is fidelity, the maladaption is fanaticism, and the malignancy is reputation. Erikson's sixth stage is intimacy versus isolation, which takes place in the early adult years. Here, success is defined by forming positive relationships with others. This takes place in the life stage of young adult. The relationships are lovers, friends, and work connections. The issues in this stage are intimate relationships, work, and social life. The basic virtue here is love. The maladaption here is promiscuity, and the malignancy is exclusivity. Erikson's seventh stage is generavity versus stagnation, which takes place in the middle adult years. In this stage, success is measured by the achievement of passing along something positive to the next generation. This is in the life stage mid-adult, and the relationships are with the children and community. Issues are giving back, helping, and contributing, and the basic virtue is care and production. The maladaption is overextension, and the malignancy is rejectivity. Erikson's final stage is stage 8, integrity versus despair, which takes place in late adulthood. In this stage, one reviews their life in past. This takes place in life stage late adult, with the relationships of society, the world, and life. Issues here are the meaning and purpose of life and life achievements. The basic virtue is wisdom. The maladaption is presumption, and the malignancy is disdain. As teachers, we have a chance to have an impact on our students' development. Whether we teach pre-K or high school, at some point we can positively influence how the psychosocial development of our kids progresses. If you teach pre-K, encourage social play, have children assume responsibility, and structure assignments for success. K through 6 teachers should nourish motivation for mastery and be tolerant of honest mistakes. And 6 to 12 teachers want to recognize that identity is multidimensional, encourage independent thinking, and stimulate students to examine different perspectives. Because Freud believed that development finished at age 5, he theoretically didn't allow a lot of time for teachers to really influence the development of students' psychosocial personalities. Erikson, on the other hand, presents us with a very unique opportunity to develop the psychosocial personalities of our students because we are able to work with them during 3 distinct stages over approximately 12 years. We have the ability to be a positive influence on our kids. Thank you for taking the time to review my presentation, and I appreciate any feedback you can provide me. My sources are listed here, and thank you for listening.